The fourth episode starts on planet Levvina, and I must say that I really like the design that they have given to outer space. You have to remember that all these planets and space are created in CGI, and although it looks easy to do it, it really isn't. This is the planet that Mick had told the Rangers that Zaito is possibly on, although Mick hasn't really found him yet as he only feels his energy there. We can already see that there are two of Lord Zedd's ships, and Ollie is going to start the search together with the dancing monsters. Although these monsters are willing to fight, they have made it clear that their priority is still dancing and doing the steps well. This is the little comedy they have introduced to Cosmic Fury, and I think it is the comedy that Power Rangers should have had from the start, as it is not forced. One of these monsters finds a supposed scarf under a rock, but Ollie realizes it's not a scarf and it's not a real rock either. Mick had turned himself into a rock, just as he did in the first episode, and was holding a piece of Zayto's clothes. At that moment, the Rangers arrive along with the Zords, which destroys one of the enemy ships, and now the Rangers must free Mick. Now we can see the gift that Lord Zedd had given to Ollie, and it is a new modified Morpher which has the blue color. I must say that Ollie's new costume looks amazing, and for me it has been one of the best Ranger villain costumes I have seen. Then the Rangers do the new transformation, and Ollie can't believe what he is seeing as he didn't know about the new powers. Another thing that really surprised him is that Amelia is the new Red Ranger, something that was very similar to the reaction of many fans when they found out as well. Another important thing is that Ollie is also upset because the Rangers have new weapons, and this is going to be important for the following episodes. The battle begins, and we get to see the first trick Amelia can do with that super hammer as she hits the ground to create a line of explosions. Then we can also see one of the functions that the new Morpher has, and that is that Izzy uses it as a blaster. Now we see one of the scenes that we had seen in the previews, and it is when Javi destroys one of the monsters with his new axe. If you notice, the axe fills with energy and manages to destroy the monster, which had previously said that the axe was very sharp. In this episode we are seeing the use of all the weapons, so now we see Izzy throwing his two daggers as if they were boomerangs and manages to destroy all the sentinels along with the monster. The last weapon we see at that moment is Aiyon's, and he manages to create a strong shot that destroys the monster easily. After losing almost all the monsters and sentries, Ollie flees the place. Now Mick guides the Rangers to the place where Zaito crashed when he fell on this planet, and we can see that his sword is destroyed. The Rangers begin to follow all the clues that Zaito has left behind, but we also realize that Ollie never left the planet and is now following the Rangers. Little by little the Rangers realize that there is something wrong with the forest, but then we can realize that the forest is alive because the monster that accompanies Ollie is trapped by the branches of the trees. Amelia starts using telepathy with a tree and realizes that the entire planet is connected. Then that same tree shows them what Zayto's arrival on the planet was like, which was protected by another tree while he was healing, and the Rangers must now search for that tree. At that moment, Ollie attacks the Rangers, which upon falling, destroys some plants, and this makes the forest very angry. Ollie takes this opportunity to start looking for the tree where Zaito is, but the Rangers use their telepathy to communicate with the forest and tell him who the real enemy is. The Rangers notice the enemy's ships, so Aiyon goes ahead to look for Zaito while the Rangers go to use their Zords and ask Mick to join them. Because of this, Ollie activates the ship's battle mode, which turns it into a giant robot, and meanwhile, Aiyon manages to find the tree. This tree has a bright light, and Aiyon pulls Zaito out of the tree. Aiyon tries to wake Zaito up, then uses his telepathy to try to talk to him in his thoughts, but realizes that he can't connect with him, and at that moment, Zaito wakes up. Aiyon thanks the forest for saving Zaito, and suddenly the forest starts talking, telling Zaito to enjoy the time he has left. Although Aiyon has some suspicions that something is not right with Zaito, Zaito dodges his questioning by telling him other things to calm him down. The other Rangers are in the Zords, and here we can realize again that the Rangers can use any Zord regardless of color. Now, the Rangers manage to combine the Zords and create the Megazord to start the new battle against Ollie's giant robot. Even though Mick is a Ranger, his personality hasn't changed and he remains a joke on the team after trying to make an attack with his Zord, but it all went wrong. We then get to see a big attack from the shark that Izzy controls, something quite interesting as we wasted a lot of time debating about the color of this Zord and who was going to control it. Ollie escapes again and the Rangers take the opportunity to destroy the giant robot with a mega cosmic ray. Aiyon breaks the news to the other Rangers that he was able to find Zaito, and now they are both in the Zord together. Something interesting also happens, and that is that Mick borrows the Zord from the Rangers so he can go to their planet since they need a Red Ranger there. At the command center something necessary happens. Amelia receives Zaito's blessing to be the new Red Ranger, and he tells her that it looks right since she held the team together as a Red Ranger leader does. Zaito admires the new Ranger outfits and also tells Javi that he likes the new arm, which he tells him he just has to remember to grease it. Billy tells Zaito that he didn't forget about him, so he gives him his new morpher along with the orb that connects it to the grid. Zaito connects his orb to the morpher using the word T-Rex, but despite this its color changes and we can see that the orb has a yellow-like color. This time we don't see the entire Morphin sequence, but now we see Zaito's new costume for the first time in the season. The most incredible thing is that the Morphin Master's staff flies towards Zaito and the Rangers don't understand what is happening. Zaito finishes his moves by saying T-Rex Fury, Zenith Ranger, and now we see the last special Ranger in all of Power Rangers history. Javi says he likes the new color, but they never say the name of this color, so this has become a bit of a social media dilemma since no one knows the actual name of that color. Then, Billy asks him about the new name Zenith, and Zaito tells him that's what the Morphin Masters called it when they brought it back. Then, Aiyon starts telling Amelia about all the suspicions he has about Zaito, but Amelia doesn't think there's anything wrong. On planet Elter we can see that a ship is creating Lord Zedd's new palace, and in the main room is the Morphin Master's energy-filled cylinder, as well as the statue that gives Ollie his power. Zordon is mentioned for the first time in this season, and Lord Zedd says that he would have liked him to be alive to see his people perish.